Hi, I'm Parker Dahl,
And I'm Warren Eichhoff,
and welcome to So What?
a place where we ask the question that so many of our students are asking when it comes to historical events: so what?
Why do I need to understand other perspectives? Obviously, mine is the best one. I'm awesome.
The following are but some of the answers to those questions, and as always, you should make up your opinion based on the facts.
Today, we will talk to you about the Renaissance.
Specifically, the ideologies that shaped it.
It all starts with this guy named Petrarch. He had this really cool hat, and he had some really cool opinions on how humans think of themselves. He called this concept humanism.
In order to understand humanism, you need to first understand how humans interacted with God. Humans were the creation of God and therefore lower on the hierarchy, and angels were revered above all other creatures.
So what? Even if someone cares about this, which I don't, you're not supposed to teach religions in school. I've definitely heard other people yell separation of church and state, and now I'm going to yell it even though I have no idea what it actually means.
Okay, first of all, I would like for you, or anyone else for that matter, to tell me where that term comes from. Spoiler alert, it's not the Constitution. What you're actually referring to is a letter that Thomas Jefferson wrote to a Baptist church describing what the Establishment Clause had done. Thomas Jefferson did not, nor does the Constitution, remove religion from the collective psyche of America or its government.
Whoa, I know. I also hate it when people just yell words without actually knowing what they're saying. And the truth is, we aren't allowed to preach you religions, and that's a good thing. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't talk about them. Religions hold a lot of weight in our world today. Religions shape people's motivations, their desires, and the communities that they live in. So, understanding a religion helps you both understand people and history. For proof, let us go back to 1097 CE, Constantinople. Hello, random crusade individual. Can you please tell me why you were carrying that very large sword and what you plan to do with it?
Well, I'm a warrior in God's army. I shall use this sword to liberate the Holy Land from the heathens that torture and befoul the soil they dare to stand on.
Oh, I get it. The people in Jerusalem asked for your help.
Well, no, I live very far away. No one asked.
Well then, how do you know the people are in need of a hero?
My king declared it so. He said that a just knight would never let God's land be ruined in such a way. I am a good knight, and I shall conquer my foes in God's name. To do anything else is blasphemy. Now excuse me, I must prepare to plunder these lands, as I shall become rich for my chivalrous acts.
So long as you actually make it back home. Turns out the road's actually very dangerous, and most people don't actually make it back. If only there was a group of knights to help protect those pilgrims. Oh well. Bye, Z's. As you can see, religion was ultimately the basis for really big decisions like the Crusades. And it doesn't just influence popes and kings, but also the knights that served under them and the peasants underneath them.
But that was just one side. European kings fought to get the Holy Land back in the name of Christianity.
While that's true, there were multiple crusades. Christian kingdoms often fought to get back the Holy Land because turns out Jerusalem's a really important city to Christianity. And Muslim civilizations would also fight in the Crusades to take back Jerusalem because it turns out that Jerusalem is a really important city to the Islamic faith as well.
Okay, sure. The Crusades were like 1,000 years ago. It's not like religion has had a significant impact on events since then.
Well, it actually continues to play a pretty big role today. Whether it be the Catholic Church's stance on the use of contraception to fight against HIV and AIDS in Africa.
The Catholic Church has been opposed to condoms for religious reasons. This has been heavily criticized as they have been proven to help reduce the spread of HIV/AIDS, which has had a huge impact on the world, but especially in parts of Africa.
Or religious NGOs that try to help developing nations feed and clothe their people. They also often help getting aid to places that have been impacted by natural disasters. In 2019 alone, World Vision reported aiding 20.1 million people that were survivors of a natural disaster, refugees, or were simply internally displaced by some conflict within their own region.
Religious impact on science is something that we can easily identify, from the Catholic Church's suppression of the concept of the Earth revolving around the sun to the debate about whether or not stem cells should be used in experiments.
Religion has played a huge role in the development of the arts. The Catholic Church's role in funding of art literally helped fund the Renaissance. And everyone's heard of the Renaissance. But it still influences it to this day. Because even when artists are critiquing religion, they're still making art centered around religion.
The Bolshevik Revolution was famously anti-religion, closing churches and claiming they were corrupt and serving only the wealthy. In many ways, this stance would be the reason people turned against the Soviet Union. This would contribute to the Red Scare in the United States as well.
If you think that religion doesn't play a role in American politics, then think again. It is a political fact that if you're running for office, then you need to be loud and proud about your religious affiliation. And almost every politician has a religious affiliation. In fact, almost every single president has been Christian. And most of those Christian presidents have actually been Protestant. JFK was Catholic, and there was a really big hubbubaloo about him being Catholic because a lot of people thought that if the Pope told him to do something, then JFK would have to listen. That wasn't how it worked, though.
Religion isn't just relevant because politicians associate themselves with a religion. It has played a large role in almost every political debate. In the founding of the country, Locke's theories were based on a divinity that bestowed rights for individuals of life, liberty, and property. Whether it be the issues of slavery or racial equality, people have used religion to justify their arguments. It was a large factor in getting women the right to vote, in marriage equality, and continues to be at the center of the debate on abortion.
Religious persecution has happened ever since there was more than one religion and people started living in large groups together. Many religions spread their message around the world trying to convert new people to that religion, while others simply try to make their society more homogeneous and make everyone in that society follow their religion through forced measures. These tensions exist to this day. This is seen most prevalently in the struggles between Israel and Palestine. And if you've never heard of the two-state solution, then you need to look it up because it's incredibly complex and every single modern society has played some role in this developing story.
There will be efforts to root out fake Christians in the Spanish Inquisition, which really just targeted Muslims and Jews and took their property. A religious persecution will also happen during the Second World War during the Holocaust.
Understanding the core belief structure of people will help you understand the decisions they made in the past and the ones they continue to make today.
You may or may not practice one of these religions. The fact is that people have practiced them, though, for hundreds, if not thousands of years. These religions have been used to found cities, trade agreements, alliances, genocide, and war. The fact is people shape the world you live in, and their ideas affect heavily their actions.
Wow, I had no idea that religions have shaped the world around us so much. Maybe if people understood these connections and motivations, we could find more common ground. I must inform the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man!
Ha! Knights that guard the roads so peasants can make the trip to the Holy Land without being robbed. Such knights would have to be skilled with a sword and must be pious, like a monk in the temple. These could be the Monk Knights.
That's a stupid idea. They should be called the Knights Templar.
That's a terrible idea, Carl. Go back to dreaming of your paper presser. We shall be called the Knights Templar.